So you've heard of this crazy carnivore thing, and maybe you're interested, maybe you're just curious, or maybe you think that we've all just lost it. But you know what's really wild? I've been sugar-free, grain-free, and processed carb-free for 15 years and happy-ish with my keto lifestyle. And I already thought that I was doing pretty good. But something shifted when I committed to going full carnivore 6 months ago. The results have blown me away. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. I did not expect that. This isn't just a diet trend for me. It's a lifestyle that simplified my life, healed my body, and made me feel younger, stronger, and more vibrant than I have in years. So today I'm sharing the top 10 things that I absolutely love about my carnivore life and why I think more women, especially over 50, should consider this powerful meat-based lifestyle. Number one is my autoimmune relief. No more signs of asthma, allergies, or eczema. This one is huge. For most of my life, since I was around 8 years old, I lived with asthma inhalers. Allergy meds started around my 20s, and adrenal fatigue and eczema showed up right after the birth of my second daughter in my 30s. Even though I've been a ketogenic coach for nearly 15 years, and I've known the power of food all along. I never thought food alone could be a change all on its own until it did. Within a few weeks of going full carnivore, I noticed that I wasn't needing my preventative or emergency inhalers anymore. My seasonal allergies vanished. My skin has become more naturally hydrated despite the postmenopausal dryness. These weren't just minor improvements, they were life-altering. Carnivore removed the inflammatory triggers that I didn't even know were still hanging around. No more Band-Aids, just healing. Number two, my morning bulletproof coffee. This is my super fuel. On carnivore, it's more than a cup of coffee. It's my morning ritual, my brain boost, and my built-in fat fast. I brew Bulletproof the Mentalist and blend it with 2 tablespoons of butter or 2 of my homemade butter bites. I'll get to that in a minute. And a tablespoon or 2 of MCT oil. That 1 cup keeps me satisfied for hours. No breakfast, no blood sugar crashes, no cravings. I feel sharp, energized, and ready to take on the day. It's literally my breakfast and lunch in a mug, and it's delicious. So let's go. I'll show you exactly how I make it. Okay, so my process in the morning with my Bulletproof coffee, it is my favorite. I have been using it for about 15 years. And just a quick backstory, most of my life I have loved coffee, but it has not loved me back. My allergies have been irritated by it until I found Bulletproof about 15 years ago. And one of the things that I love about Bulletproof is the fact that they are organically sourced. They test their beans before they put them in the package to test for mold. And that is one of the things that I am sensitive to. I prefer beans, but I always keep the ground coffee as a backup. So I grind my beans every morning. This is my absolute favorite grinder. It's Cafe. I'll put a link to it. I've had multiple grinders over the years, and this little guy, I ended up buying a second one for our other house because I just love it. It's super simple, and it's fast. It's literally just put the beans in, a quick grind. And it is done. It makes a whole pot, or you can do a smaller size. I prefer the Mentalist, but I'm a dark coffee girl. And the other thing that I put in my coffee and I blend it is MCT Brain Octane C8, and it is spectacular for brain function, clarity. It is derivative of a coconut, so I will put that out there. But again, I have been using it for years, and I absolutely love the mental clarity that I get from it. Every now and then I stop using it and I go back to it every single time. The other thing that I use is Lugol's. Now, if you are a woman and you are starting carnivore and you have tender breasts, it is often a sign that you are low in iodine. Start with just 1 or 2 drops and then work your way up. I use the 2.2%, and I had to work up over a month and a half. I had to work up to 2 full droppers before my breast stopped hurting. Now I'm down to 1 dropper every day in my coffee. And then I also use butter. Now, you can also use a butter bite or 2 in the coffee if you want more of a toffee taste. That is spectacular. I usually save them for treats and nighttime, but if you want to use them, go for it. So while my coffee is brewing, I'm going to put everything in my blender. I use butter. I buy it in the block, and I use about that much every day. How much is that? I'm not sure. Probably a tablespoon in my coffee. And this week I'm using Kerrygold. I've also used West Gold. I love both of them, but the last time I went to the grocery store, they were all out of West Gold. Seems to fly off the shelf. I also use my MCT oil, and I've used it for so long, I just do a free pour. It's usually like a maybe 3 or 4 second free pour. If I had to guess, and back when I was measuring, it's probably a tablespoon and a half maybe. And that is definitely something that if you're going to use an MCT oil, you need to ease into. It is a laxative and helps to keep you regular, so you do need to ease into it. Sometimes it can give you a little upset stomach if you do too much too fast. And then the Lugol's. So I do 1 dropper. And like I said, I did start out with less. I had to build up. I must have been very low in iodine because it took me 2 full droppers for 2 weeks before I was actually over the tender breasts. So that is what I put in my coffee. The other thing that I take in the morning is my vitamins, and I will get back to those in just a minute. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and blend. Okay, you guys, here goes my frothy goodness. And let me tell you, I love coffee that has been frothed. The foam on top, oh, is my absolute fave. That's what I sip on every morning, and it is like starts my day, makes my day. So that's my coffee. Let me know what you do for your coffee, or do you even drink coffee? And listen, if you don't drink coffee or you believe it's not good for you, I totally get it. And let's not be haters. We all are adults. We all get to choose. And I just love my coffee, especially now that I have found one that doesn't irritate my sinuses. I just love my Bulletproof. It is my breakfast and lunch. It works really well with my intermittent fasting, another part that I love about the carnivore diet, and I will get to that later. Number 3, intermittent fasting feels effortless on carnivore. Before carnivore, fasting took discipline. Now, it's just natural. My body effortlessly slips into fasting windows without sugar crashes or energy dips. I usually fast 16 to 20 hours a day without even thinking about it. It's like my body knows exactly what to do. My digestion has improved, my energy is steady all day, and I have zero interest in snacks. Well, a butter bite or 2 finds its way into my day every day, but I'll get to that in a minute. When I eat until I'm comfortably full and stop. When I'm not in my eating window, I am in full fat burning mode, and it's freedom. Number 4, ribeyes and budget-friendly eating. Let's talk about satisfaction and cost effectiveness. A perfectly cooked in my Ninja air fryer, fatty ribeye is the crown jewel of many of my carnivore meals. Rich in iron, B vitamins, and healthy fats, ribeyes are not just delicious, they are a nutrient-dense powerhouse. I buy 3 1-pound ribeyes a week and cut them in half to get 6 meals, usually combined with a burger, fried egg, or scrambled eggs. They leave me feeling full, grounded, and nourished. But here's the kicker. Even eating high quality meats like this, my grocery bill is still lower than it used to be. I spend about 75 to 80 bucks a week total. No snacks, no pricey packaged foods, no waste. Just simple, satisfying, real food and 1 meal a day with my fatty coffee in the morning and my butter bite or 2 if needed during the day. It's one of the best returns on investment I've ever experienced. Other than ribeyes, my meals primarily include burgers, eggs, and butter. I love the simplicity. Number 5, my mood and mind have never been better. This benefit was a total surprise. I'm used to a roller coaster of emotions, especially through my cycle or later in life during menopause, or when life gets stressful. But now I'm noticeably calmer, more resilient, and more emotionally grounded. I feel clearer, more optimistic, mentally sharp. I laugh more. I let things go more easily, no longer living on that emotional roller coaster. Carnivore isn't just feeding my body, it's feeding my brain. And for women in midlife navigating hormones and major life transitions, that mental stability is priceless. Number 6, my whipped brown butter bites, my carnivore candy. You haven't lived until you tried these little babies. Made with brown butter that gets whipped into little clouds of creamy toffee-like bliss, butter bites are my go-to snack. They're rich, satisfying, and totally guilt-free. They help me sleep better at night when I take them just before bed, and I always keep a batch on hand for when I need something quick but nourishing. Plus, they're insanely easy to make, so let's go and I'll show you exactly how I make mine. Okay, it is time for another batch of butter bites, browned butter bites, one of my favorite fat treats on my carnivore diet. So I am starting to melt 1 block already, but I wanted to show you what I used because a lot of people ask. I used West Gold grass-fed unsalted. This is a container that I put all my butter bites in after it's done. And I've got my silicone molds out. These are nice sturdy molds, so they're easy to pick up. If they're super floppy, you might want to put them on a metal tray or something so you can move them all into the refrigerator, but these work really well. So I am going to go ahead and melt all the butter. Okay, while I'm melting the last of the butter, I did want to mention a couple of things. So some people have asked in the past, if all you're doing is melting butter, why not just eat it straight off the stick? You can absolutely do that, but I will tell you that browned butter bites have a toffee flavor that is so much better in my mind than butter right off the stick. Now, if you don't get the right caramel color, it probably is just going to taste like melted butter that's put into molds. But if you get a nice browned butter, not burnt, but brown, then it really and truly tastes and smells just like toffee. Clearly, this is my browned butter bite pan because it is quite used and loved. Okay, it is starting to get a nice boil going, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. But one of the things that has evolved in my consuming of browned butter bites these first 6 months of my carnivore life is I have switched from just taking that browned butter and pouring it straight into the molds. I have been doing whipped instead, so we'll do that today. You might see that I have another browned butter bite video in my carnivore collection videos. This one is different because I whip it now, and boy, is the flavor so different, the creamier flavor of the whipped butter. So we will get to that. You can start to see that it's getting a little bit of depth in color, and that is good. We want to pull it off before it overcooks, but we want to get a rich color in that butter, and it does continue to brown a little bit in the pan, I have found, now that I am cooling it before I whip it in my blender. So I just let it get a nice rich caramelly color. You can start to feel a little bit of texture along the bottom. I continue stirring it the whole time to keep it from sticking to the bottom. So you'll notice that it's foaming a bit. Often I wait until the foam stops, but I've got a lot more butter in this time. I'm doing a double batch. Now you can see, you can kind of see that color, very caramelly. And I am just going to let that cool down in the pan. And it will continue to brown just a little bit more. So I'm going to let it just cool on the counter. Sometimes if I'm around, then I will stick it in the refrigerator and let it cool down, but multiple times I have stuck it in there, forgotten about it, and it gets really hard, so it's a lot harder to put in the blender when it's solidified again. So I try to just keep it on the granite countertop, which is cold, and just let it cool down that way. Okay, so I have blended the bites and I have poured them in. I had enough extra that I used another mold with a handful of slightly bigger ones, and now I'm going to just move them to the refrigerator and let them cool. And I will mention, in order to get that toffee taste, I have found that you need to keep it on high. I have tried doing it on simmer or medium heat, and I just don't get that toffee taste. So much like making candy, it has to reach a certain temperature. So just have to be a little on top of it when you're cooking so that you find that caramel color of the butter, but not burnt. And I will show you what they look like when we are done. Okay, my butter bites are done, and gosh, I wish you guys could smell these. They have the most amazing toffee scent. So I did a double batch this time. I had a little extra, so I made a couple that are a little bit bigger. They're actually about maybe marginally bigger than double the bite size. And I thought they would be really convenient to be able to take to work with me. So I have enough for probably 10 days in here, but oh my goodness, they smell amazing. And they've got the perfect color balance in them. And I just love these little guys. And let me know what you guys think about them, because I would love to hear if you've tried them and what you think of them. Number 7, no more tracking, weighing, or measuring. After decades of counting calories, then macros, I'm finally free. On Carnivore, I have learned to trust my body again. I eat when I'm hungry, I stop when I'm full. And the scale? Despite feeling good in my skin from keto for the last 15 years, I dropped 15 pounds in the first 6 weeks on Carnivore. And it just stays without me obsessing over it. It's like I finally made peace with food. No apps, no calculators, guilt, no food chatter in my head, just my body and my mind working naturally together. Number 8, regular bowel movements. Yes, we're going there. Gut health isn't always glamorous, but it is essential. And Carnivore taught me that digestion thrives when I get enough fat. When I'm eating enough high-fat, nutrient-rich meals, everything flows smoothly. Pun fully intended. I can instantly tell if I've gone too low on my fat by how my digestion responds. It's my body's way of giving me feedback, and I've learned to listen. No bloating, no gas, no struggle, just balance. Number 9, no more carb cravings. Seriously, they are gone. This might sound too good to be true, but I no longer crave carbs at all. No downing a whole container of blueberries, way too many nuts, or half a package of cheese in one sitting. No mental battles over just the smell of baked goods or sweets, although I rarely indulged. The desire is just gone. And that has been extremely liberating. For anyone who's battled sugar addiction or emotional eating, you know what a massive shift this is. My taste buds literally have reset. My blood sugar is stable, and I finally feel in control around all foods. That peace is priceless. Number 10, finding my ideal supplement stack. Now, even with a nutrient dense carnivore diet, my body benefits from targeted support. I've experimented for years and landed on a stack of supplements that keep me energized, supports my immune system, mental clarity, and helps me stay inflammation free. Okay, now let's talk about vitamins. So my routine might be different than yours. You might not even take vitamins, and if you can get away with not taking any, that's fantastic. But I do believe that our food these days does not have the nutrient denseness that it used to. The quality is just not quite there. And I find there is a handful of vitamins that serve me very well for different reasons, and I'll explain. A long time ago, I found bulk supplements. It is a product line that sells the raw, pure, powdered supplement, and I absolutely love it. It is far less expensive. It is pure. It is no nonsense packaging. And so I order mine right through Amazon, and it lasts me forever. And I love that. So I spend a whole lot less money, but I swear by my vitamins. Now, everybody's body is different, but I swear by boosting my immune system has helped that tremendously. And the diet and lifestyle changes that I've made for myself over the years have helped as well. I know that not everybody believes in supplements, but they work for me, and I wanted to be totally transparent about what my carnivore life looks like. So what I use is vitamin D3. I use hyaluronic acid, and the reason that I use that is because I am postmenopause, and if you are in the same camp, then you know that your skin and your hair gets very dry, and I love this for my skin. I also use L-theanine. It is a brain food. It is one of the only supplements that can pass through the blood-brain barrier, and I would not live without it. And then I use vitamin C as well. One other thing, I work in the garden, I work out in the gym. I love it. And it's probably my ADHD. Because of that, I use also creatine, and that helps me have muscle recovery a lot better if I'm, lugging rocks in the yard all day, or digging a hole, or, cleaning the house, or going to the gym. It doesn't matter. The other thing, and I have mentioned it in other videos, but the other thing that I absolutely love is this little carrier case. I take all of these bulk supplement powdered form, and I put them in these little containers, and they just pop open and they get stored and they close up, and I can carry them with me. I've got one at my other house too, so they're just super easy to be consistent. So when I'm taking mine in the morning, I just put all of my supplements in a cup, and then I use this cute little frother whisker, and it's super simple. So that's what I do for vitamins in the morning. Let me know if you've used vitamins. Do you like them? Do you not? Do you believe in them? Do you not? If you do, what works for your body and why do you take them? I'm always curious what other people think and do to support their bodies. So that's it on vitamins. Now, you may not need any supplements to fill in the gaps. If that's the case, awesome. But if you're suffering with gut issues, autoimmune diseases, or a myriad of other issues that cause your body to struggle to keep up, supplements might just fill in that gap. At least it has for me since I was in my 20s, and I wouldn't live without them. So, 6 months in, I can confidently say I'm never going back. Carnivore has simplified everything from food prep and energy levels to hormones, moods, and metabolism. I have another video that you can check out called A Day in My Carnivore Life. It's a snapshot into a typical day in my carnivore life, and it was filmed around my 4-month carnivore mark. Carnivore has helped me thrive in a stage of life where so many women feel stuck and maybe even forgotten. And now I want to hear from you. If this is resonating with you, do me a favor, give it a quick thumbs up, share it with a friend, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You'll also notice a shiny new little join button right next to the subscribe button to join the Loving Life Club. This makes you a super follower of sorts. It bumps your comments to the top and it gives you a flashy little icon right next to your name so that I know that you're part of the tribe. I'd love to see you there. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever tried carnivore? What's your experience been? Or what's holding you back from giving it a try? Let's keep the conversation going. And check out the links in the description, including my favorite tools that I use, everything that I mentioned in today's video, and how to join the Loving Life Club. Because midlife isn't the end, it is just getting good. Until next time, be good to yourself and be good to others.